Hello, welcome to Adobe Live. We are going to be hanging out today teaching you how to use Adobe Express. If you've never used Adobe Express before, guess what? You're in the right place. Hi, I'm Andrew Hochradel, and let's hop in. So today we're going to be doing Adobe Express for beginners. If you're a beginner, you've never used Adobe Express, great. I love it. And I have something very special for you. Down in the description, underneath this video, there is a link to a source file. And that source file has nothing in it. That's right, because I wanted to prove a point that you don't need source files for Adobe Express. It's all here. It's terrible, but it's all here. It's all here. You don't need the file. So express.adobe.com is the only place you need to be because there are tons of templates and resources available to you right off the bat. So let me talk real quick about what Adobe Express is and what you'd use it for. Adobe Express is kind of a culmination of Creative Cloud. It's a great addition to your Creative Cloud membership, and it's also accessible by everyone. So if you have a Creative Cloud membership, you get access to some premium features, but it's accessible, so you can use it on the go. It's really great for quick edits, for creating things. If you don't have design experience, Express is the place that you want to be. So hopping in here, express.adobe.com, we are going to go ahead and take some suggestions to what we want to create, right? So I know how to use Express, but I don't know what I'm going to create because I wanted to show you how easy it is to create on the go from an idea. So what I want is, this is a live show. Hello. It is live every day, behance.net/Adobe Live. We are live, and there is a live chat. And live chat, I need your help. I need you to suggest something for us to make, whether it's a business, whether it's a card. What do you want us to make today? And I will show you how to do it with the basics of Adobe Express. So to get started, I do want to show you some of the quick actions. This is something that is in Adobe Express that kind of is fringe. It's not necessarily for creating things, but it's for augmenting and helping you out in your everyday workflow. Looking at the quick actions, there are some popular things. We can remove backgrounds, resize images, convert to GIF, convert to MV4, trim your videos, resize videos. You can even change the speed of videos if you need to. And the remove background is super powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and click on remove background. And from here, I'm just going to browse an image. So let's go ahead and see right here. All right, so you may be familiar with this if you've been watching the series of beginner bootcamps. We used this image for our Photoshop beginner bootcamp. So I'm gonna hit open here and check it out. It is analyzing this for us using the power of Adobe Photoshop, finding the subject of this and removing the background. Look at how clean that is. So it is completely removed the background. We can download it, we can customize it, add a filter or effect, but it is fully removed just in literally 2 clicks. I clicked on remove background and then I selected my file. So easy. And so we have some suggestions from our live chat. We have postcards for a travel. All right, so we're gonna do maybe a travel destination postcard, right? Maybe we're out and about and we wanna send our friends a nice little postcard, which is great because we can do a front and back very easily. So what we're gonna do is we have our idea, that is what we want. We can click on this plus in the top corner. This is gonna get you started. We can go to custom size graphic, or you can pick any of these options. Now, I do want to do a card, right? We talked about this, doing maybe a like mailer kind of thing. So we're gonna click on card here and let's see what it does. So it's gonna open up the card and it looks like this is maybe the different size from what I wanted, right? I want the orientation to be the other way. It's very easy. We can click on resize right here, and then we can click on enter size. You can see here that the size is there. We can change it to inches. It is 5x7. All we need to do is change this to 7x5, and very quickly and easily, boom, we have a postcard size right here. So this is the area that we will be working in Adobe Express, and we can change the background color by just selecting it, or we could even upload an image. Now, the best thing about Adobe Express is that everything is integrated right here into these panels. We don't have to look for anything. We can literally just toss stuff in. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna go to backgrounds, and we're making a travel postcard here. So chat, what is going to be the destination? And if you are watching the replay of this video, design along with me. Make your own suggestions to yourself, open up Express, and create a postcard with me. You can share it. Tag me on social media, send it to me on Behance, or post it in one of our community Discord channels. We'll be dropping that in a comment or over in the live chat right there. There'll be a link to our Discords. So I'm going to choose the background and kind of look through here. So we can type in and search. All of these are included in the Adobe Express program. So everything's here, trending backgrounds. We can see what people are using. A lot of people are using textures. There's a lot of fun textures happening here for backgrounds. But I want to find something that's a little more specific. So if I don't want a background, maybe let's see. Let's just type in travel here and see what happens. All right, so we've got some awesome options. Oh, this is fun. Okay, I love that you are giving suggestions. There are a lot of suggestions in the chat, but I love these. So I'm going to click right here because I love this option. We are going to pin it to the background. And actually, let's move freely. So we can move it freely. And this is going to allow us, oh my goodness, it's so fun. This is going to allow us to kind of place it where we want. I do want it over here on the edges, and maybe it's going to get a little bit bigger. So it's very easy to click and drag using the corners. And if you see one of these little nodes, that means that you can scale it up or down, or you can click and drag things around very easily. Now this is looking good, but I do want to have 2 of these because it will repeat. And so I want to duplicate this. I can simply click on this option of the image and click on duplicate. Right there, it has duplicated the image. I can click and drag this, and you see those lines pop up. That just means that it is, see that blue line right there and the purple line at the bottom? That just means that it is locking it in so that it looks the same, right? So that it is locked in where it needs to be. So that's looking pretty good. I'm going to use the arrow keys here to align it just a little bit more. There we go, looks good. So now we have these 2 options. They're looking really good. If I want to select multiple things, I can click and then hold Shift to click on another object. I do want these to move together, so I can group them by clicking Group up here in the corner. Now I can click and drag so that it kind of bleeds off the edge on both sides and gives me that really repeating kind of look. So it's looking great, and we need to put maybe a font on here. Maybe say greetings from, where are we? Let's do Melbourne. Melbourne, Australia. I love Australia, one of my favorite locations and destinations. So we're going to click on text here. And the great thing about Express is there are templates for everything. There's a ton of templates both for design as well as some type here. So we're just going to type in maybe travel and see what comes up. All right, so we've got Travel Expo, Travel Journal. That looks good. Let's maybe do welcome and see if anything is there. Not quite what I want. Let's go ahead and just scroll through and see if there's anything. We have logos. We've got seasonal. We've got... Okay, I actually like this one that's kind of going at the angle. So I'm going to click here and it's going to place it onto my document right there. So this is already set, and thank you. Don't forget to name your project. Someone in our live chat says, let's name it. This is going to be Travel Postcard. Thank you kindly. All right, so we are going to say greetings from Melbourne. So we can click and drag this out using those corners. And because this is already customized for us and already has the settings, we can simply click and drag without having to worry about messing anything up. We can come over here and we can say, let's do... I think I spelled that right. Let me know in our live chat if I spelled that wrong. I'm sorry. But we're going to do this, and I'm going to kind of layer a couple different elements here. So it already has our font for us, and it already has the size. We can simply size it again by just clicking and dragging if we want this to be larger. So let's click and drag that right there. That looks good to me. And from here, we can change the color of the shadow. So there's all kinds of extra pieces and effects that we can add to our typography. We're going to click on the shadow. It's going to turn it off, but we want it on. And you can see it opens up the different elements. So the great thing about Express is it is analyzing as you design to suggest both fonts behind me and colors, right? And so let's do this. So we can click on our colors and it is going to look and suggest for us. Now, it's looking at the image and suggesting. It can't really pick up all of these individual colors, but what's great is I don't have to worry about that. I can literally click on this eyedropper and grab one of these colors from my design and it will apply it to that type, right? It's super easy. So our outline as well, we want to do the same thing. We want to use that eyedropper tool and then just select one of these colors. So maybe that darker color right there. Ooh, fun. Actually, let's make them the same color. So use the eyedropper tool and I can just grab right there. Fun. That's good. So it looks like the stroke to me is a little too far away. So I'm going to go ahead and change the shadow. And right here, there's all kinds of settings for you to pull these around and make it a little less intense, right? Maybe I want this shadow or this stroke to be a little bit thicker, which I don't want. That actually looks really bad. But you can play around with all those options to really customize your design. Now, I do want to type in and make a greetings from. So what I can do is I can duplicate this layer right here, but we're going to want to have it in a different font. So I'm going to shrink it down and we're going to bring it up here. And then I actually want to turn off the shadow and the outline. We can click here and turn both of those off, and it is filled with white, which is why it's not showing up. You can see that the current palette is now starting to pull through. As you design more, it will continue to pull more colors for you into what you're using. So let's use this eyedropper tool, and I want to grab this green. And from here, there is Adobe Fonts integration. So I can simply click to change my font and scroll through here, and you can see that there are thousands of fonts that are available to you. And I do want a little script, and this is looking fun. So let's just click here and do this. We don't want it rough. Let's do this. All right. Yay! So we have some really fun text going on here. We've found a font that works for us, and I'm just going to type in greetings from. And you can see that it's sizing all that up for me. Let's go ahead and scale this down just a little bit. And maybe we want it to sit, maybe we want it to sit right up in here. So let's shrink this down so that it fits right here. And again, we're doing this very easily in our browser. You also could do this on mobile. So if you want to use Adobe Express, it is on mobile as well. We can hold Shift to select both of these and group them. And then I'm just going to size this up to be nice and large on our artboard. So that looks really fun to me. I do want to do maybe some kind of sky effect here, right? Maybe I want a sky in the background, or maybe some little elements like a sun. So what I can do is go to Design Assets. And I'm going to go to Shapes. So design assets are kind of templates for multiple things, for graphics that you can use. There's watercolors, all kinds of great resources. I just want shapes because I want to add in some stuff that I can kind of change the color and match what's happening down at the bottom. Let's go ahead and type in, let's do some clouds. So I'm going to type in cloud here. And you can see that it's pulling in a bunch of shapes that are clouds. And I actually really like these little clouds that are happening over here. So if I click on this, it is going to add that cloud to my document. I can use the eyedropper tool again to change that color. Just use that eyedropper and let's change it to, let's match the clouds here, that nice blue. So we're going to scale this down and then start to drag around. All right, we've got some clouds that's looking fun. We're going to duplicate this a couple times. And I want them to look different. And so what I can do is I can flip them horizontally. And now we've got some clouds that look just a little bit different. And what's happening here is actually really interesting and fun, is it is going over these letters. So what's great about Adobe Express is, I can do this right here. Oh, my finger gets cut off. Boop. You can open up your layers panel and you can see all the layers that you're working with here. So I can simply drag these clouds behind my typography and boom. You can see that it's showing through on that stroke. It's all interacting. And if we wanted to really make it interact, what I could do is come in here and I could make this cloud, or actually I can make the type. Let's do the type. So I can make the type. Let's do the cloud. I'm back and forth. So we can grab the cloud, put it above this type, and then change the blending mode over here to multiply. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it so that it interacts with the background, right? We get that really fun kind of type that's overlapping, and it gives us kind of just a unique effect. So I'm going to add one more copy of these clouds here by just selecting and duplicating. We're going to make these ones small and maybe just bring them right over there. So I like the way that those are interacting, so I want them to kind of interact a little bit more. So this is looking great to me. Let's go ahead and zoom out to maybe 75%. Look at that. This is really fun. So greetings from Melbourne. Hello, Melbourne. Let's go ahead and do a back of this postcard. Now what's great is I can add multiple pages here by just clicking on add page. We could have this be a different size, but we don't necessarily want that. I want this to be the same as this page that we have. So we're gonna click on same as page. And here, I think that I wanna try to bring in some elements, right? And so let's see if there's anything that is maybe a postcard background. Meh. Let's do some simple shapes. So let's click on simple shapes here and let's just do some lines. So there we go. These are some lines that we could use to maybe write on. And let's click here and we'll add these to our back. There we go. So we can write our lines here pretty easily. Let's go ahead and do maybe a couple copies of these. So let's make them so that they are gray. Let's just pick this nice little gray, or you can use the color picker tool right here. And we are going to duplicate this one more time and just bring it over here to extend those out a little bit. Group those together and let's shrink it down. So now we have space to write our letter. We're gonna duplicate this one more time and just add a few more lines in here. All right, looking good. So something that I can do is I can play around with the opacity. And the opacity is what we would use to make things look a little bit less kind of abrupt, right? So I want to kind of fade things in the background, leave a watermark. I can go back to my first page by clicking on that arrow and then select our city that we have here. I can hit Control C or Command C to copy, and then go over here to our other page. So clicking on the next page and Control V to paste it in. So there we go. It is pasted in, and we could do a couple things here. What I want to do is I'm actually going to take the opacity right up here of this entire group and bring it all the way down to about 20%. So from there, I need to put it behind my lines. There you go. So you see those lines are kind of interacting. And maybe I want it all the way down to like 5%. So let's put a 5 in there. Nice. And then these grays, let's go ahead and just change the color of these a little bit and make them a little bit of a darker gray. Use that eyedropper tool and grab that gray right there. Cool. All right, so we are changing the color of our lines. I should have done this off the bat, but I didn't. So now we're dealing with the mistakes of our past. There we go. So now we have the back with some lines that we can write on, pretty fun. And maybe we want to add a little area for a stamp, or maybe we want to add in a photo, right? A photo that we've taken on our vacation. So we can simply come to photos right here and we could find a photo that's included that we could incorporate, or we can upload our own. So I'm going to go ahead and go to upload photo. So when I click on upload photo, it's going to open up my downloads. And let's see here. I don't have any good kind of travel-y stuff, I don't think. Let's put a photo of, oh, a horse. Here we go. Here's a horse. Maybe we're riding horses in this city. We're going to hit open. So it is going to paste this image. It's going to upload it onto our document right there. It's going to kind of pick the size that we want. And now we have our image in here. Now, this image, I do want to sit kind of up in the corner, but I want it to be in a fun shape. I want like a fun little circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to crop and shape, and we're going to click on this circle. So clicking on this circle, there we go. We have a nice circle with that horse kind of jumping. We can click and drag so we have some nice momentum, get me on my horse flying through the sky, and we can hit plus right there to commit that. So I'm going to blow this up and it's going to look really good just sitting in this edge right here. Now let's say that we wanted to add some type to kind of go around the edge here. We can do that. So if we want to add a caption or something fun that says maybe like wish you were here, we can click on add text, and instead of using one of these templates, we can click on add text. That is going to give us an option to make our own text box. You can see it there. Let me make this a different color. Let's use our current palette, that nice blue. And we're going to say, wish you were here. Now we want it to follow the curve of this circle. And so what I can do is I'm going to actually go ahead and change the effect on this type. You can also see behind me, goodbye. You can see behind me that it is recommending fonts based on what was happening on my design. So I actually love this one because it's nice and bold and will give a punch to my design. So if you don't know what fonts to pick, it's going to analyze what you're designing and suggest fonts for you. So let's click right here and we are going to use the magic text to make a curve. So we're going to do an inverted semicircle and you see that it automatically designs that for us, right? It automatically pulls it for us, which is really nice. And then I can come here and maybe I want to line this up just to the center of this image. So let's pull it out fairly large and then make it so that it is aligned perfectly with that image right there. I'm going to use my arrow keys to make it a little bit tighter. And there we go. It looks great. So I'm going to hit Shift and select both of those and group them and then just scale them down a little bit so that we can see. There we go. That's looking great. Oh my goodness, I love it. So I'm going to ungroup them because I want this to be a little bit larger on the type. So I'm just going to extend that a little bit. And there we go. So now we've got this awesome kind of postcard going with our design that we could send to a friend very quickly and very easily here in Adobe Express. Now I am going to do something real quick. I'm going to show you how to export this. So if I wanted to send this to a friend, it is 2 pages and we could very easily print this as a postcard front and back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download it as a PDF and you can see that we want all pages. So you can select this page or all pages and we're going to hit start download. So it's going to download this PDF for us. And from there, we can simply click, it will open it up and we can hit print and we are going to print this to our liking. I am going to go ahead and we'll just use the defaults. I need to cut it, but we're going to hit print and that is going to print the image for us. So going back in here, we can also do something that's one of my favorite things is we can schedule our social posts right out of Adobe Express. It's great for doing print work. You're gonna hear my printer in the background. It's great for doing print work, but it's also great if we want to schedule a social post. So here's something that I was working on a little bit earlier, and we can go here and go to this tool called Scheduler. So we can click with our design straight out of Adobe Express if we're working at the template, and it is going to load it into our scheduler, and we are able to click and choose the date that we want it to go to, and then we also want to choose the time. From here, we can link to whatever platform we want, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We can write our caption, and then we can schedule it. So we even can preview if I want to post to Twitter. I can preview and see this is what it will look like on the Twitter feed. Very easy and very quick. So you can schedule as many different things as you want. Once it's linked up and connected, you don't have to worry about it. And you can actually use this entire calendar to go to new posts. You can schedule a post, you can upload something. When we add media, we can select our own files to upload, or we can go into Adobe Express and check it out. We have all of these different things that we've created. Any of my projects that I've worked on in the past, I'm able to upload directly in here to post on social media. So super fun. And I love it. It's super easy. You don't have to worry about designing. You don't have to worry about scheduling. You can literally go in, knock everything out, use some templates, customize those templates, and then schedule it and forget about it. Now, I do want to show you one more thing, and that is, hold on, right there I am. Hi. We did it. It's keying out because it's green, but we very quickly made this postcard. It printed on the wrong settings because I didn't set my settings at all. But this, yes, someone in chat is saying that this is perfect for birthday cards. It is. So we've printed the front and back of a card. I didn't pay attention to my printing settings, but we have designed this in less than 20 minutes. We have printed it. This is something that you could download the printer. You could send it off to a professional printer, have a bunch of them printed. Invites for a birthday party. You can export it as an image. You can do all kinds of things in Adobe Express so that you can work on the go and make it super easy to create awesome custom graphics. So thanks for joining me. We will be back with another lesson in this beginners series, this little boot camp, teaching you everything if you are a beginner. We'll be looking into everything that Creative Cloud gets you. Your Creative Cloud membership includes so much more than just the programs. So be on the lookout for that video. If you're watching the replay, comment down below what you would like to see us make in Adobe Express, and maybe we'll cover it on a future video or in a future stream. So thanks for joining me. I'm Andrew Hochradel. As always, you're going to see me on the next screen as I go out because that's my outro screen. And hello, it's just my face again because I showed you that, and I'm going to disappear. Let's do a magic trick. Let's go here.